A detective is now set to recreate the crime scene and testify against YNW Melly in court. They're trying to seal the deal. Let's dive into it. Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's Rashad Crenshaw back again with another video. Now, a detective is now trying to seal the deal on the YNW Melly case. YNW Melly appears to have been the triggerman in the murders of his two friends, allegedly, at least according to police detective who is set to testify at Melly's upcoming trial. According to new legal documents, police detective Christopher Williams will be called by prosecutors as an expert witness, where he will tell the jury it was more likely Melly fired the fatal shots inside a car. The detective, who says he has an extensive training and expertise in reconstructing shootings, says his analysis shows it's a better bet Melly, not the co-defendant Cortland Henry, fired the fatal shots, though he's not saying it with absolute certainty. So this guy is confident that he can recreate the scene and attach it to one or two of the guys, but not with absolute certainty. Regardless, someone who's a professional coming into the court and saying, hey, it was this guy, and I'm going to recreate the crime scene for you, and you guys are going to see from a scientific perspective why I believe that it was this guy who did it. YNW Melly's in a tight position right now. Remember, the video that I made like a month ago about this, I mentioned that there's 66 pages of evidence, of which consists of DNA evidence. Melly's already screwed on the DNA evidence aspect. Now they're trying to recreate the crime to seal the deal because they want to give YNW Melly the death penalty. They want to put him to death. They don't just want to prove he's guilty. They want him to die. So in order for them to get that, they have to show that without a shadow of a doubt, this is the guy. This is the one who did it. YNW Melly did it. They have to show that in every capacity possible to make sure that when they put this man to death, it's without a shadow of a doubt, no reasonable doubt could possibly contradict the declaration that they've made that this guy is going to the chair. Now, remember when Melly and Henry were arrested and charged in the double murder of their friends, cops said that their initial investigation determined that Melly shot the men and that he and Henry staged the crime to look like a drive-by shooting. The article also goes on to say Detective Williams says he reconstructed the shooting by looking at blood spatter and the angles of the bullet holes and the gunshot wounds. And it appears that the shooter was seated in the back seat behind the driver and shot the victim from inside the car. He also says the evidence shows the gun was fired from no more than 8 inches from the victim's face. Now, the evidence he's referring to is the burns on the victim's body, burns from the muzzle flash. So apparently, YNW Melly was so close to one of his friends that the heat from the muzzle burned his friend's skin. So they're saying, look, I mean, we've got this guy. I mean, the evidence continues to stack, and it's not looking good for people who are fans of YNW Melly. And I've said this time and time again, Melly is done. Regardless of whether you like him or not, he's done. He's over with. And if he took those 2 lives, he's got to go do that time. Now, regardless of what the situation might have been, they were threatening him, threatening his family. If he killed those 2 guys, he's got to go do that time. And what I'll say in regards to the whole, you know, those guys were threatening his family. Of course, YNW Melly is responsible for YNW Melly's actions. Let's not get it twisted here. But I want to talk about the fact that in our community, we seem to have this standard of, you got to go handle that. You got to go handle that yourself. You got to go over there and put yourself at risk and crash because somebody said this or somebody said that. Therefore, you got to go get in the vehicle and run it off the road and go crash out with another nigga because something happened. YNW Melly, if he had simply stepped back and said, you know what? I'm above this. I'm going to grab me and my mama. We finna move away from y'all. We're going to get out the way. I know YNW Melly would never call the police on his friends for threatening his family a day in his life. I mean, as we can clearly see, he allegedly killed them. Regardless, there was a much more intelligent way of handling that situation, but from a young age, black men are taught that the solution, we're taught this by the black community, that the solution is just all-out mayhem and all-out death. I'm not surprised YNW Melly decided to handle it this way, because if he handles it any other way, man, this nigga a bitch, he a hoe, bro, he ain't what he rap about, bro, he ain't even really like that, bro, they threatened his mama, he ain't even do shit, bro. You can't win. The win you should be worried about is being free. You want to be a rapper or you want to be free? Being free always wins. YNW Melly would be winning right now if he stepped away from that situation and said, you know what? No, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. I'm not gonna do this with y'all. I'm not gonna do this with y'all. I got a career. I'm hanging out with OTF. I'm hanging out with King Von. I'm hanging out with Lil Durk. I got all of hip hop listening to my music. They like me. They like my melodies. They love my emotional raps. I'm up right now. What I look like shooting y'all to? What I'm gonna shoot y'all to for? And you could tell YNW Melly knew it was over. Allegedly driving around with the bodies for hours. Man, YNW Melly knew it was done, bro. He knew it was done. When he made that mistake, he knew this was the beginning of the end. The beginning of the end. It's sad to see people still try to defend him. It's not sad to see what's happening to him, because if he took those 2 lives, his life has to go. It's sad to see so many people defending Melly as if he's the victim here. He's not the victim. It's just crazy to watch people defend him like he's the victim here. To watch people sit there and say, free Melly so he can come back and make good music. Yo, the dude has more important things on the line right now than music. He's got a mother. He's probably got siblings. He's got people that care about him. That's what matters more than you getting your music. But it goes to show y'all don't give a shit about the real dynamics of what's happened here. This dude has allegedly killed 2 of his friends. Allegedly killed 2 of his friends. And is now about to facing the death penalty. And y'all are worried about his music. Y'all live in a child's mind. Y'all still think like a little kid. Y'all don't see the entire situation for what it entirely is. Y'all still think like children. It boggles my mind how y'all still think like adolescents. You worried about music, and this dude allegedly killed 2 people. And he's facing the death penalty. And you worried about him coming out and dropping new songs? It's insane to me. And I see why this is why I never took BLM seriously. Black lives don't really matter to anybody. Like, let's keep it a buck. Like, let's not play. Black lives don't really matter to anybody. Especially if Black lives stop mattering when a black person takes that life, or if a rapper does it. Ooh, if a rapper kills somebody, those lives really don't matter. What matters more, a black life or entertainment? Entertainment every single time is going to take the W. You know it for a fact. I know it for a fact. We all know it for a fact. Why are we playing like we don't know it to be true? Black lives stop mattering when black entertainment starts. Look at all these black media and TV shows portraying black men as thugs and criminals. I love Drake. I'm a Drake fanboy, big Drake fanboy, love Drake to death. Top Boy is an embarrassment to the black male image. I love 50 Cent. I love his music. Raising Kanan, these shows making black people power, making black people look like gang members and thugs still to this day. Embarrassment. We keep choosing entertainment over our own lives. And this is the embarrassment that we got to deal with. People talking about free Melly so he can drop a new song. Where are y'all's heads at? Y'all are absolutely delusional. This is embarrassing to watch. All in all, I told y'all this was probably the end for him. And if he's guilty, then he's got to face up to those consequences and meet justice head on and deal with what comes with it. And that's just how I feel about the situation.